everybody's stream, should we win the Champions League, and telling all the man in the chat that have been waffling to me all season to suck their mothers. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Every stream, I can't wait. Do you know how many man think that they can slew man from the chat? I can't wait to tell each and every one of them to suck their mothers.
You can't tell them suck their mum though. You can't tell them suck their mum though.
Bro, I would do.
If someone told you suck your mum, you know you're gonna get vexed, bro. You can't be telling them suck their mum.
Yeah, I'm gonna get vexed. Yeah, I'm gonna get vexed because you
You
can't
can't be telling them suck their mum,
No, they can't say it to me. But after all the grief, that them man are giving me all season, Northside, I don't know if you understand. Do you know that man, yeah, made Instagram accounts to racially abuse man?
Oh yeah, that's what happens online. I received that, bro. Unfortunately, we have to.
Bro, whoever these brothers are, us as fans, like, we can have whatever opinion we want on Odegaard or any player, but at the end of the day, like, whatever purpose Arteta wants him to serve in this system, he's serving it. So, like, I don't know. At this point,
but is he though? But is he though, because he's just kind of phasing around the game. Like, there's no real moments that he's affecting the game. He's just there because everything else is working well in terms of the
but he's a part of that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, he may not be part of like the final pass. He might not be part of that, but he plays a part in everything else. Like, yeah, like I said, I started off by saying that he's poor, but for the system that we play, and I just think we just need to accept this, and it's a discussion that we can have maybe in the summer about how we change up the system. But as it stands right now, for the system that we play, he's pretty much a linchpin in it. Like, whoever you put there doesn't do what Odegaard does. So then we lose that person that always drops deep to pick up the ball and try to conduct. Whether he's successful in conducting all the time is a different story, innit? Like, it's a different story. Like,
so then he's not been effective then. That's the thing. Like, you can't drop in deep, get barged off the ball, drop in deep, pass sideways. Because basically all he's really doing is holding on to possession. That's the bare minimum. Like, a football player receiving the ball on the pitch and passing it to the safest pass is a bare minimum. You can get anybody to do that. Ethan can do that. Zinchenko can do that. And that is, that's the thing. Like, if you got a player, let's say that even if you believe that Odegaard, for the people that think Odegaard is better than Ethan or better than Zinchenko, the fact is, the player that is better is giving us a 4 out of 10 performance every week. And then the other player that is not as good, when he comes on the pitch, is giving us an 8 out of 10. I much prefer the player that's giving us an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, I don't feel like Odegaard's doing anything that nobody else in this midfield is capable of doing. I feel like Ethan is more direct. I think he plays the right pass faster. He transitions faster. He actually makes the right decision in the final third. We already have control with playing Partey and Rice. Let's be real. We got Partey and Rice controlling, and they're doing really, really well in that sense. We don't need a third person to control. We need somebody to actually link up play with the front three. And he's not contributing to any of that. All he's doing is receiving the ball, going backwards, passing it backwards, sideways, not taking on his man and getting literally played out of the game. I don't feel like that is a warranting contribution to what we're trying to do in winning the Champions League. And we have to respect this competition because you can't carry players in this competition. Zinchenko as well, like, he's way more direct. He likes to take on players and he's more effective right now than Odegaard. Odegaard isn't doing anything, bro. He's not scoring. He's not progressing the ball. All he's doing is playing a safe pass for a number 10 when we already play 2 DMs. We already play 2 defensive midfielders that can contribute offensively. I don't feel like there's a need for Odegaard. We don't have a lack of control to add Odegaard. We need somebody that's going to go forward and contribute going forward. Or when Declan Rice and Partey are trying to control the midfield, if we get run in the midfield, there's somebody already there to receive the ball in a counter-attack on a half-turn and progress it forward. Instead, we'll drop in Moreno deeper to receive the ball. And then instead of getting Moreno in the box, and Moreno in the box this season, he's been effective. You know what I'm saying? So I can't lie, bro. Like, I don't really understand any defense of Odegaard because what is he doing? Man can't. You can't tell me that Ethan is a good talent, but then tell me that Ethan can't do what Odegaard is doing, and he's actually contributing more when he does play.
But he can't do what Odegaard does. But that's the whole point. Like,
I see Ethan all the time dropping in deep when he doesn't receive the ball and linking up play.
He doesn't track back like Odegaard either. Like, he's not the same type of player. They're just different types of players. And you know what? I forgot about Zinchenko. I would happily play Zinchenko over Odegaard. Me personally, I would happily play Zinchenko over Odegaard. But do you know the thing is as well, yeah? Like, cool. Like, it's all well and good us having our own opinions in it. Like, we it's all well and good, but when we have our opinions, I tend to find that they very much differ from people that actually play against Arsenal. They differ. Like, they actually that play against Arsenal, and people that play against Arsenal, they find the way that we play mad difficult to go up against. Odegaard is part of that. That it just is what it is. So we can have our opinions. We can bust whatever joke that we want to bust.
So we're doing the Zinchenko thing, like left back. The way that Zinchenko plays is pivotal to how we play. I don't believe that.
But the thing is, yeah, like,
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's cool.
That was another narrative.
Like, we could not believe that, but when players are actually coming out and going raw, like look at this, yeah. Regardless of what you think about Odegaard, yeah. Regardless of what you think about Odegaard, brother, we've run up on bare man in the Champions League with him being in the team. I think it's a bit disingenuous.
And contributed nothing.
Yeah, but
you can't tell me that we won against Real Madrid because of Odegaard, because we didn't.
What do you define as contribution? Like, what's your defining metrics of
doing the job of your position? If you're a defender, your main job is to defend. As soon as you don't defend, then there's criticism. As a striker, putting the ball in the back of the net. As a number 10, you are supposed to orchestrate attacks. He's not even orchestrating attacks. Even when you look at his stats, you are supposed to orchestrate attacks. He's not even orchestrating attacks. Even when you look at his stats, he's not orchestrating anything. He ain't orchestrating anything. I see Moreno getting an assist against Real Madrid. I've seen other players getting assists. Obviously, we scored 2 set pieces from Declan Rice. I don't see Odegaard orchestrating attacks. He doesn't, bro. And when I watch the games, I'm not seeing him orchestrating anything. What I see him is playing a safe pass or trying to play it into Saka. And I've seen him in certain games as well, failing to find Saka and getting in the way of our attack. But I don't, as an individual, there's nothing that I can say about his game, apart from if you're going to celebrate the bare minimum, which is a midfielder receiving the ball and playing the safe pass. I don't think that warrants into you are pivotal to the way that we play football. Partey was controlling the midfield against Real Madrid. He's another unsung hero. The work he was doing in the midfield. Declan Rice was doing an excellent job in controlling that midfield, and Odegaard was going ghost. And more times than not, getting barged off the ball, get pushed off the ball, and getting pressed back to his own half. So how is he controlling our midfield? He's not. Passing it backwards, sideways isn't controlling the midfield. You're not producing anything.
But that's not his role. Again, this is what I'm saying. It's cool to not like him. It's cool to not like him. Because, again, I need to remind you.
Explain to me his role.
I actually started off by saying he's been poor this season. So it's cool to not like him.
So why do you say he's poor then, if I don't understand his role?
But what I don't understand is why you're judging him off of a role that he's not playing.
Because his role's not effective, just like Calafiori. You can have a role in football, doesn't mean it's effective. That's the thing. We used to have, we've had Zinchenko. No, but it's true though, because you're not contributing. And ultimately, yeah, we will see who's right in the Odegaard debate. Because I remember at this club, I remember at this club, yeah, when people tried to tell me that Zinchenko, oh, you don't understand ball if you don't know what Zinchenko's doing, is pivotal to how we play football. He was also a big reason why we conceded a lot of goals, hence why he no longer starts as a left back. And the manager lost faith in him. I remember when people told me Havertz is pivotal to the way that we play football, and I don't know anything about football. And if you don't know what Odegaard brings to the team, then you don't understand football. Ultimately, with Havertz starting games, he wasn't producing on a consistent basis enough for us to get over the line. So the manager can give you a role. I agree with you. The manager can give you a role. But as a fan, I can look at your role and say your role is you're not effective enough in this team playing your role. And if anything, yeah, you make us worse. Zinchenko at left back made us worse. The pros was he gave us the extra body in midfield. The cons were we were getting cooked every time we were caught on the left-hand side. So the pros don't outweigh the cons for me. And it's the same thing with Havertz, and it's the same thing with Odegaard. They're not good enough. They're not. And I think eventually this manager's going to have to face that this guy isn't good enough. He's already lost faith in a lot of players that he deemed were undroppable, and they've not been good enough. And I think Odegaard is one of them. Does he have his day? Yeah, like any player. Every player has his day. You look down the league, every player gets a couple of stats and stuff like that. The top players could produce on a consistent basis. And Odegaard does not produce on a consistent basis. And for what he does to control play or drop in and bring up and pass it backwards and sideways to the safest pass, he's not bringing enough to the team. He isn't bringing enough to the team. And when I see someone like Ethan under the same manager and the same system be more effective, yeah, scoring goals, picking up passes, drawing defenders onto him because he makes runs into the box, or he's a bit more techie and he's quicker at making quicker decisions, I can see that that's a better return, even with the way that we currently play. Zinchenko against PSV, under the same regime, still goes and performs against PSV. Even though I don't think that both of these guys are world class, they are bringing more to the team, and we're still controlling the midfield even when they're on the pitch. So I don't think it's a great return. And this is under the same team, the same manager, the same thing. So I don't really realize, I don't understand why, seeing two different types of players and seeing what they bring, why I can't see that Ethan is more effective in that role, and even Zinchenko is more effective in that role. And Odegaard, the way that he's playing, we're playing with a man down. He's not bringing anything to this team. While I'm seeing Partey do his role, I'm seeing Declan Rice do his role, I'm seeing Timber do his role, I'm seeing flipping Lewis Skelly do his role, and still be effective in doing their primary role, which is defending. I just don't understand why this guy can't do it. Why can Declan Rice transition and help us on a counter attack and offer something in the final third and still defend and control the game? Why can Partey do it? Why can our fullbacks be able to do it? But then Odegaard, our number 10, is unable to do that. Doesn't make any sense to me, bro.
He's not a 10 though. This is what I'm saying.
But
he's not.
I actually agree with you actually on that. I think he's an 8.
Yeah, but the thing is, we play with a 4-3-3. We don't play with a 10. Like when you watch Odegaard play, he occupies all of the same areas as an 8. You actually watch him drift out wide to the right. The reason why he doesn't play 10 is because we play with a false 9, and the false 9 occupies all of the areas that a 10 would occupy. So you're basically saying, and obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're basically saying you're not effective because you're not doing your role as a 10, but he's not playing 10. That's all I'm saying.
But even as a false 9, he's not effective though.
He's not false 9 either. He plays 8.
So
he's our 8.
Wait, you just said the false 9. But even as an 8, yeah? Even as an 8, he's not great.
No, I said we play with a false 9.
Bro, if you go... Okay, but even as an 8, which I agree with you, yeah? I do agree with you that he's an 8. I agree, yeah? But even when you look at his stats and the way that he passes forward, most of his passes are backwards and to the left.